Well, what if I were to tell you the fastest path to cash for your business, for your brokerage account, for your real estate agency is already sitting in your old contact list? Now, that's something that a lot of people don't realize. And everybody these days are telling you to go reach out, go find new customers. The truth is, every week you don't reach out to old customers, they get a little more cold and they get a little more warm to your competitor. And that's the sad reality of all this. Go do marketing, go pay for ads, go pay for more cold traffic, people that don't know you, because you're missing out on the hidden revenue that's already in your customer list. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The one idea that everything I show you today will either prove or remove the reasons you haven't acted on your old customers yet. And so take notes, run the numbers, and we will get started right now. As we do that, I want you to imagine that there's a man who built his house on a mountain. Now, it took a lot of work, a lot of energy, and in doing that, those years that it took, he ran the business, he hired the crews, he did the work, he served the customers, he kept the lights on. And by the time the house was standing, he earned every nail that was used to build that house. Now, the funny thing about this mountain is, which he didn't know and he still doesn't realize, is that the mountain was full of gold. Just imagine that. You built this house, blood, sweat, and tears, all the money, all the time, but it was built on a mountain of gold. You just didn't know it was there. So every morning, he would go to work down the mountain, head into town, do the work, service customers, build the business, hire the people, pay the contractors, whatever it is, they would do the work to go make money. But he didn't realize he was sitting on a mountain of gold. He'd already paid for it. And that's what's crazy about this picture, because doing all of this work, building this business took years, time, energy, effort, and then you never stop. You never stop doing the work, but you don't realize that some of the work doesn't have to be as hard. So that business owner, the person who built that house on that mountain of gold, is like most service businesses, most businesses in general, they just don't realize it. So imagine an HVAC owner, a plumber, maybe a real estate agent, investment broker, CPA, hair salon, you fill in the blank, whatever it is you do the work, you serve the customers, you build your business, you create this reputation. People know you, they like you, they trust you. But the reality is, you keep looking to the future, looking to new people, new customers, and you don't realize the value of what you've already done. The truth is, you don't have a lead problem, you have a digging problem. Say that again, you don't have a lead problem, you have a digging problem. The leads are already there. You've already paid for them, you just haven't built the system to go reconnect with those leads and give them value so they can give you revenue. That's what we're going to fix today. So let me show you what this kind of actually is, this gold mine sitting in your contacts list, because I think most of you feel it, but you never really have seen it on paper. The truth is, text messages to warm contacts can give you a 40-50% response rate. Now, I'm not going to tell you all my details on this. This is just industry standard based on the research that I've done. So I'm just going to be blatantly truthful with you. My numbers aren't the exact same, so I'm trying to give a broader picture of what's actually happening, what's working. Text messages bring in 40-50% of responses as opposed to cold traffic marketing. So let's talk about this hidden revenue in your contacts list. So just imagine, instead of a 2% close rate or a 2% open rate, like cold email marketing, that's a good number, or trying to do cold calls and just do the work and grind it out, what if in your hidden contact list, you had a 10% booking rate, 10% close rate? I don't know. Can't promise anything, but if you were to text message 100 contacts, let's say it's a 40%, be conservative. 40% of people reply to the text message. Now, this isn't an email campaign. This is engaging them right where they are. 40% of people respond. There's pros and cons to that if you understand, because once you do it, then people start responding. You send text messages, 10 people, 4 people respond. Cool, you can handle that. 100 people, 40 responses going back and forth. That can be a little overwhelming. I get that. We'll talk more about that later. But imagine the value that you and your business could get from 40 conversations. Even 10% of those people were to book an appointment and you sell a $1,200 product or service, maybe over the course of a year. How much money is that? $4,800. That'd be nice. Get that in a week, get that in a month. Everybody like that. The more and more people you connect with, the more opportunities you have to give them the value you already do. And so right now, how many past customers and old leads are sitting in your phone right now? Maybe in your CRM or your database or your spreadsheet, wherever you keep track of those people. Imagine all of those places coming together. How many people are sitting there right now? Just think about that number, round it out, maybe 50, maybe 500, maybe 5,000. What is that for you in your business? Because that number matters. And we're not going to contact all of them right away, because that's not the best way to do it. Whatever that number is, let's say you can think of past customers, 500. Let's just say 500 of the past 2-3 years. That's great for a service-based business. Perfect. Maybe you cut people's hair. Maybe you are a plumber. Whatever it is, imagine that number for you. 500 people. Let's say you have a $500 service. Landscaping, summer service. I don't know. That's $25,000. A lot of money. We're not going to get all of that. So let's just even say $2,500. We're not going to $2,500 a week this month. I don't know what that is to you, but imagine that. Doesn't you feel that? Like, that sounds amazing, right? I'd be okay with that. Good start. Now, and that money is not in your bank account right now. It's not on your calendar right now. It's sitting in your contact list, waiting to be reconnected with. Just there. Imagine that. What if? It's just there. It's that pile of gold in the mountain you don't know exists. I'm trying to help you see that it exists and it's there. Because paying ad platforms to go and find new customers, to go and do this new ad, like, that's thousands and thousands of dollars a month. But what if you didn't have to pay that and you still get more revenue? You've already earned, instead of paying for cold new leads, well, the people who already trust you, they know you, they like you, they get warm to your competitors. That's not what you want. You want them to stay warm and connected to you. You've already earned this money. You just never collected it. If the gold is this close, if the math makes sense to you, maybe it doesn't make sense to everybody. That's okay. This isn't for everybody, because you might not believe that this can work. It does work, though. Why have 90% of business owners, especially service-based businesses, not done this? Why not? It's like right there. There's a story of, I forget the names, but a guy was mining for gold way, way back in the day. And he found some gold. He started drilling, he bought the equipment, he was drilling, getting gold, and then it dried up. He kept drilling, and it was dry. He couldn't find any more gold. So he sold his equipment to a metal scrapper. And that guy was like, let's go take a look at this. So he hired someone who would just like seismograph, all the stuff that they needed. This was like way back in the day. I don't know what the tool is. I really don't know. And they did the map, they did it, and they found out, get this, they were only 3 feet from the gold line. Not the goal line, the gold line. 3 feet. Doesn't that just like hurt your heart? Like, you do all this work, you try, you invest, And then you stop and you move on. Either you give up or you just do something else. But you're just 3 feet away. So there's 4 reasons that businesses don't do this. So root cause number 1, the messages don't land. So they might try to text some people, but if you copy and paste a bunch of texts to people, I mean, texting carriers don't like that. Go figure. They're like, this seems like spam. Is this a computer? So they block you, especially if you send out hundreds in a short period of time. Maybe you've been burned by someone who's done that. I get that. That sucks. But it's not about the messages. It's about the compliance. It's about the system that wasn't set up to do that. It's not that the list was dead. It's that the messages never landed there. Because there's a registration. There's this complication, this A2P, application to peer compliance thing that the carriers want to protect. And it's the difference between a 90% deliverability and a spam folder. Like, it's no good. You don't want to be flagged as spam. And this in 2026 is not optional. So the first thing that gets set up correctly when this is working and functioning right is the compliance. So root cause number 2 is the message was wrong. The words were just wrong. Because words matter. So, hey, just checking in. We'd love to help you again this season. Give us a call when you're ready. Nobody wants to respond to that. It's just noise. There's no reason to reply. No acknowledgement of who is this? How do you know me? Even if they remember you, maybe they stored you in their contact, if you're a landscaper, for instance, or tree cutter. They might have stored your contact info in their phone, but they're like, you don't really care. This is just a mass text message. There's nothing personal. There's nothing that's moving them towards action. No specific next step. But if you were to say something like this, hey, Mike, it's been about 18 months since we serviced your system. We have 12 spots left for our priority schedule. Want me to hold one for you? Reply Y or N. See, in this, it has a name. It has a specific time gap. You want to name that, because if you don't name that, they're going to forget. They're going to think it's just you don't remember. And there's a real reason for reaching out. With scarcity, I have 12 priority spots left. Can I save you one? And it's just a simple yes or no. You don't have to pull up a schedule and land the plane right away. Just, can I save you one? It's super simple. So the message matters, and that's the root cause number 2 that this doesn't work for a lot of people. Now, root cause number 3 is what gets me all the time. People send it once, and then they stop. This is where the fortunes go to die. Because, as everybody knows, the saying is, the fortune is in the follow-up. Most conversations happen on connection or touch point 2, 3, or 4. Because what you're doing is, if you're just out of the blue contacting someone, they're like, oh, they might read it, think about it, try to ask all these questions, and then move on. So the first message often doesn't get responded to because it's out of their element, it's out of the blue. So you need to follow up. Fortune is in the follow-up. I'll say more about that later because I have a different view on that. But yeah, that's what they say. So root cause number 4. Someone responds. Yay! The owner is, let's say the owner's up a tree. You're doing the work. You're cutting someone's hair. You're filing taxes for someone. You're leading a presentation, a webinar like this. And that's when your customers are available and they start engaging. Maybe you have a front desk. Maybe they're busy. Or maybe you have an employee who has 27 different tasks and they don't answer the phone. It's not their fault. The system's broken. Because the person has called They're looking to talk to you, and now it's on their mind. And here's what happens. When it's on their mind and it doesn't get resolved, they're going to go to the next person. This is what we do. I needed some work done on our basement when we had some water intrusion. And it was so frustrating as a homeowner. I was trying to call people. I was calling people and just voicemail after voicemail, missed call after missed call. Nobody picked up, nobody called me back. And that just sucked. I needed someone to pick up the phone to solve my problem. And I just kept going down the list. And that's what happens. Once somebody starts thinking about that thing, they need to have that fixed, especially if it's a problem. Maybe their spouse is nagging them to get it done and they finally got the energy and the motivation to do it. So they need to do it and they're going to go to the next person. Nobody being there. The truth is, leads contacted in 5 minutes have a 7 to 9 times higher conversion rate. 7 to 9 times. That means if you reach out and follow up, whether it's a text message or you pick up the phone, 9 times, let's say 10 times, is more likely to close, or at least book the appointment. The truth is, your list was never dead. There's just this system missing around reconnecting with people. So even if you've tried it, maybe you've sent emails, maybe you do marketing, maybe you paid someone to text all of your customers in the past and it just didn't work. I get that. But before we get there, what you're probably thinking, I get it. Kevin, I don't have the time to message 500 people. I get that. Do you want the revenue or not? Like, that's fine. Is it that valuable to you or not? That's the question you have to answer. Is it valuable? Okay, Kevin, I get it. This is valuable. I should probably do this. But here's the thing I don't want. If I send out 100 messages and 40 people reply, now I have to respond to 40 messages. I don't want to be drowning in those messages. I can't manage that on top of everything else I'm already doing. I get that. I was talking to a pressure washing guy. He messaged me. He was doing this manually. Then he texted me. I'm like, bro, this is awesome. So I called him because, again, I wanted to see how he was doing, what was his system. I'm like, hey, Reese, how's it going? He's like, yeah, I have like 800 people that I'm texting. I'm like, bro, that's awesome. How are you managing that? He's like, well, I'm trying to get back in touch and play phone tag. I haven't heard from him since. Anyways, all that to say, he's busy. I get that. But it could be so much simpler. Because this is a real concern. You don't want to have more work. But I mean, you're already paying money and time to try to get new leads. How much easier is it to close people who already know you, like you, and trust you? So one thing I'll share with this is you can build a simple document. We'll talk more about this in a minute, but you can just make it copy and paste for all those replies, and then you schedule a time to follow up. Maybe that's 8 a.m. to start your day. Maybe it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You just schedule that in there and you copy and paste. The answer is maybe it's a link to book the appointment or to schedule. Whatever it is, you can make it easier. It doesn't have to take up that much time. So in reality, to do this right, to reconnect with your customers, it comes down to 3 secrets. I'm going to tell you this. I've done research. I've followed other people who they sell this service at a premium. And these are the core 3 secrets that I found that make this system work. So secret 1 is frictionless reply. Now, I've done this wrong before. In my former job, I was in charge of my own salary. Okay, Kevin, so you did sales. No, I wasn't allowed to call it sales. I worked for a nonprofit, a ministry, and I had to raise all of my funds to cover everything. So I did this for over a decade. And we were provided for. And every so often, I would need to go and text people. And that was often, like, I did not do that well. I didn't have the system. I didn't even know these things at that point in time. And it was so frustrating because people would not respond. People would not reply. Because I made it so complicated. Hey, when can we schedule time to connect? I'd love to chat. Da, 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 da. Like, no, it's not frictionless. I added a lot of friction. They had to go find their find their calendar. They had to go down and pick up their schedule book and answer all these questions. Do they even want to meet with me? Who am I? Like all these questions. It was not frictionless. And so the secret here is make it so simple that someone can just one letter response. Sure. It needs to take less energy for them to reply than to ignore it. I'll say it again. It needs to take less energy for them to reply than to ignore it. So what does that look like in practice? Let's see. Where are you? Oh yeah. Oh, I love this. Okay, so why does this matter? Like, what do you mean, Kevin? I want you to imagine an elephant, big old elephant. And you have someone on top of the elephant trying to ride the elephant. They're not going to be able to do that for very long, or at least they're not going to be able to direct the elephant because the elephant's really big, very strong. They can try and try and try. They're going to get exhausted. Two, the rider's going to get exhausted. Two, the elephant is going to do what it wants to do. So the rider is a person's logic. If they get a message that says something like, hey, it's time to service your air conditioning unit, so you have cold air all summer. When's good for you? Logically, yes, I need to do that thing. I need to book this. When am I available? What's their schedule? How much does it cost? All these questions start happening. That's the logic. The emotion saying, my kids are so, I need a minute. I just need a minute. I can't respond to anything. I need to go do the dishes. I have all these other things piling up. I'm about to start a meeting. They have all these emotions. And that's really hard. People are not going to respond to that because of the reality of where they are when they get that message. And so that's just, there's so much friction in that. So what do? You need to shape the path. So you have the rider on an elephant. If the path is easy, that's the path the elephant is going to take. So we make a frictionless reply. Make it so simple that it takes less energy to ignore it than to, or sorry, it takes more energy to ignore it than to reply. Okay, let me fix my, hopefully this doesn't change anything. Uh, well, I have to re-record. Does that break? And see clear. Is, oh, so okay, what is frictionless reply? Glad you asked. Great question. Uh, John, then with K heating in it. It's been since service your unit. I'm holding a few spots for customers. Point is by okay, hair system. Busy. It's been 4 months. We have a summer for faithful customers or come up with some a rebooking available for this week. Just reply what um, urgency going 3 slots left week. You don't need to lie about anything. You know your own numbers. Just number. I can only take coaching customer, coaching client this because my time. So, okay. as the start remote because in 5 have this 9 times, and if not, likely to go to another thing about. Um, especially after 4 hours, you have lost most of them. Wait, running about. If the responds with they on a roof or a it can happen. No matter what, they get a response. But hey, we're at you. That's American week. The other is hey, link. You can specialization on what they do is to have 7 string service, texting service, because when you're cutting when you're because doing communication, selling what it is you want your customers reconnect because they like you in question when to talk to them. Number 3 is follow up, repeating. So if friction supply responses, follow up, repeat, because touch wait and most conversations move forward on the second, the third, fourth is to get back into when it's been long. Is the fourth follow-up as part of is say fortune is in people and fast follow. So you wait, but then you also need to right away. These is the fundraising case for a decade. Following was the game. And people make me follow. So like don't be afraid of customers. They need this. They so you're actually offering them by following up with because you're taking off late. They don't have to worry about ad flash. If you people to follow up. So those are the 3 people. Full repeatedly. You get it. Follow up. When you put these together, in just 3 weeks, and you're 100 contact list. Maybe people who they always in the like they have or they get an ace in this neighborhood. Going to contact those people. Cool. And just try it out. Follow up and what fee. So you can have it. It's so simple. They don't tell you. To go try to get new customer. It's gold. It's gold. Go them connect their customers. Uh, how do I hey, how do I message so many? So if you below or you click on the comments in the comment section below, I'll have a Google Gemini you can actually use all of them. You have to think about figure out here with you. I have the tools for you. And I fully believe in. So I'm going to give that, give it away. That's I want to give you value. All you have to do is leave it free, and it'll come to the offer, give you the copy and paste text, so you can use this. It'll also be a follow up and even schedule. Put that here every scene. You connect your customer, find the revenue. That sounds like too much. Get it. I get it. Because you're already feeling overwhelmed. You have too much work. You do it when working with clients or to lead the team. You don't want to have to go and do other things to get more revenue. You get the revenue. At least you want it. I mean, that's would be nice to have. I would love to build this. Now, I take on at a time. And so pilot. If you want to do this, you need to do this for you. Have the program 5 I'm charging 2,500 to set up, for I'm off that. Go back to the number. If you tap 100 and let's say for dual value of the service you provide, like let's say you're in a year, you might have about 3,000. I was talking with Nick about average. So we take 200 that have come over the past 2 years. $3,000. That's you can get this month. That's okay. Maybe it's 60,000. Anyways, you take 10. So 200 customer. Let's say 20 in book schedule. $3,000 a piece. That's 60,000. The value? It's instead of paying $200. What I'm going to do for the $100 to set up and run it, pay will include the compliance, the connection, and follow up. All include. Of course, it's not software. It's a done for and launch campaign so that you connect with the customer, have new revenue in, show up. Your people can work. Listen, create whatever you use. That's off right now for the first 5. And so go to pilot.customer and as I will honor it, it's 5 and close it. Again, dot customer dot we get the results. I want to help you with the revenue hidden in your list. This isn't you're going to run it, you're going to expect it, and then you're going to know how this system runs, and then you keep running it. We connect campaign. Set up all the technical things you don't have to worry about because it's done. And you desktop agent timing to hire and pay is 24/7. To take night and come on, no one's that. Now, 50,000, for someone who wants to break. Nice system can break. And then we run it until it's working. If you get 10 in the first 30 days, we can build conversation. Yeah. So what this one says, cover the hidden revenue in your contact, build your customer set up compliance, do the front desk follow for 7 to live. 490 by customer pilot.connect.com. And if we can identify $5 in reactivation possibilities when revenue from this, not a problem. I can't do it. $1,000, I'm not going to charge. I won't do it. 10 public conversations with days of launch. So those are routines. They're like, I will make this fraction of the cost of what it's going to be and what other people are already charging. And if all of this bring back one customer, Is that 500? It's 3 customers. What thing right is, I don't know. Maybe it's not fine. Like, I want you to just try to do it because you do it for me. You see value in reducing customers. There's more value in being, liked and treated. People already serve you. They know you're better. The they just don't, they just forgot about you. So you have 3 options here. Option 1 is you just keep doing say, oh, you're spending on acquiring new customers. Old get colder your competitors, or in the mountain, or you can run it yourself. So that gem, you can just message me or click that link and download that and run it yourself. Like, I'm gonna give you the tools and the practice. Like, I but build it for you. Loss.com and connect. Your list, we were the campaign, do work, you the return on new page. You just so customer reconnect pilot offer, like, for you. This is the customers that you know the value. You're just so let's everyone can reconnect pilot connect the fastest available is already here. Only you can decide how. Okay, and I'll talk to you.